In the brand new 1.17 update, axolotls were introduced into the game of Minecraft, an interesting mob that can be found in 5 different color variants: pink, yellow, brown, cyan, and a 5th ultra rare kind, the blue axolotl. So today I set off on a long journey doing whatever it takes to find the fabled blue amphibian. Again, this thing is so rare, there is absolutely no guarantee I'll find it no matter what I do. Some are even convinced that this thing doesn't even exist. Oh my god, this looks ridiculously fake. I was just going to start recording and then I noticed something stupid, ridiculous. No, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. Come here right now. Where'd you go? Come here. It's the fabled purpley blue axolotl. This is ridiculous. No, that's so dumb. This was going to be the point of today's whole video. I was just about to... You're so rare. Well, now that I found the ultra rare blue axolotl before the video even started, which has a 0.083% chance of spawning by the way, it's time for me to go ahead with the idea for this video and make myself an axolotl farm in my hardcore world. So I always have infinite axolotls. And hey, if you're going to enjoy today's video, do me a favor and press subscribe and join the Wawa army. It's absolutely free and I promise you won't regret it. Anyway, enjoy the video. G'day guys, my name is Woodsy and welcome to another episode of Hardcore Minecraft. It's the start of a brand new day, so let's plant some brand new melons in our melon farm. Alright, and just like that, I've added another 200 melons to the melon farm for today. At the start of every hardcore episode, I plant another 200 melons to this melon farm. So if you want to see how big this melon farm ends up getting, make sure to subscribe. Yeah, wow. Let's get into the video. Alright, now there's a little something I need to address because I was stupid in the last video and didn't realize you don't need to tame an axolotl. There's no such thing as taming an axolotl. You can always pick them up. Your bucket just has to have water in it first. So I apologize to everyone that had to watch me fail to capture axolotls for the entire last video. I didn't know that you couldn't pick them up if your bucket was already empty. It didn't make sense to me. And let's see what my glow squid farm's been up to. Ooh, 32 glowing sacks. Not bad. Anyway, towards the end of the last video, I didn't include it in the video, but I set up this beacon because I was going to try and make an axolotl farm. And then straight after that, I discovered that there was axolotls literally spawning underneath my floating island over there. But I still thought the idea of making an axolotl farm in this world could be cool. So that's what I wanted to do in this video. And the whole point of this video was going to be to find the blue axolotl, but then I found it before I went to record the intro. But anyway, so the whole idea of an never mind. Anyway, the whole idea of an axolotl farm is actually quite easy because it doesn't require anything special, and the spawning conditions for axolotls is actually it's really simple. All you need is natural stone blocks with a bunch of water on top, make it pitch black, and axolotls will spawn. It's that easy. So my whole idea was literally just to dig out a massive underground cave, turn it into a giant pool of water, and once we've done all that, we will have a room that will infinitely spawn axolotls and glow squids forever. I just realized I should be using a silk touch pick so I can just dig up a bunch of stone. Oh gosh, what have I just dug into? All right, I wouldn't mind trying to spawn proof this ravine because I feel it'll probably help us out in the long run with having a more efficient axolotl farm. So I guess let's just jump in. Okay, I think I've pretty much spawn-proofed a lot of this cave. I like how I traveled out 10,000 blocks and explored caves for like 2 hours trying to find axolotls. Oh gosh. And now I'm just seeing them everywhere. Like, why did I even try so hard? Anyway, this entire ravine is now spawn-proofed, as well as the surrounding caves, and that should help us out later on. Oh gosh. Oh, this is not good. That's a lot of skeletons. Oh. How dare you? Look at all the arrows in the ceiling. All right, so now with all the digging done, it's time to move on to the next step. We have to create some water pools now. So quite simply, I'm just gonna dig out the entire floor of this thing. I should have seen that coming. Slime. Oh, we found a slime chunk. That's so cool. I really need to make a slime farm in this world sometime soon. All right, so as far as I know, water depth does not matter at all for axolotl spawns, but I think it probably will be more efficient to have a deeper pool of water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out how deep? 5 blocks, I guess. 5 blocks will be a good depth. So this is 1, 2. So this is the new bottom of our pool. And hey, it's important I make sure that all these blocks down here at the bottom of our pool layer are stone, because that is one of the requirements for axolotls and glow squids to spawn. And just when we all thought I was done with digging, it's time to dig again. Oh, okay. I was not paying attention to my pickaxe. All right, so I've used up a lot of my Silk Touch pickaxe. I'm going to put that away, and it's time to use just my regular normal pickaxe now, which means no more stone and a lot more ugly cobblestone. But hey, we're pretty close to have dug out the entire depth of our pool, which is good. Alright, and that's the whole depth dug out. Now all we got to do is fill it up with water. Except there's one other thing we need to do before we do that. As far as I can tell from what the patch notes say, axolotls can only spawn in water that is above stone blocks. So here where we have all these patches of dirt and iron and coal ores, I don't believe they can spawn above these blocks. So what I'm gonna do is go around this entire area and just replace all these blocks with some stone. That's it. And that way this entire space will be spawnable as soon as we get some water in here. All right, and now if I'm not mistaken, I think we are ready to get some water in here. Hey, please leave me alone, slime, please. All right, and when I turn around in a second, this entire space is an infinite water source. All right, but the water is only filled in as far as the bottom layer. We still want to make this thing full all the way up to the top layer. All right, and there we have it. I've gone around this entire perimeter with water, and now I'm hoping I can use kelp all around the outside of this thing and hopefully have the whole thing full with water. This may take a while. Oh, that's so perfect. It is filling in all the way across. Look at that. We got layers. Oh, and it's working finally. We got some glow squids to spawn, which also means axolotls can spawn. All right, and now our entire pit is full of water. There's just a few more things we got to do. Look at that. What a giant pool. All right, step 1, I want to grab a bunch of cyan wool. All right, now another one of the spawning conditions for axolotls is complete darkness. So of course it makes sense for the next step to be to take away all lighting from this artificial cave. And now I'm adding carpets here instead to prevent any mobs from spawning on here. All right, and that could technically be done. That could be our axolotl farm. It's not super efficient. All right, I'm doing a little test right now. I'm 100 or more blocks above our underground cave right now, trying to minimize the amount of mob spawns in the area and hopefully get a whole bunch more to spawn in the space that I've created down there. Because otherwise the amount of space I've kind of allocated for this thing has been way too big, because I've only been able to get like 6 mobs to spawn at a time. So I'm hoping if I just wait up here for a minute or two and then I head down real fast, there'll be like tens of axolotls and glow squid all over the place. All right, can't be bothered waiting any longer. Let's see if that helps at all. Oh, nope, it didn't help.
Nice.
Oh, well, that's cool. All right, now, if I could, I've come over this way now to smelt up a whole bunch of glass, because there's still a bit of building I want to do for this failure of an axolotl farm. Gonna need some green dye for this, so let's smelt up some cactus as well. All right, all of our glass is smelted. But our green dye is not. We can still go ahead and turn most of this into cyan stained glass. Now, this is super unnecessary and will only probably make the farm less efficient, but I wanted to create some walkways going through the middle so it's easier to like get around this place. And say if there's an axolotl I want to grab, it'll help us get there in a faster path than going all the way around the outside or having to swim. So I wanted to create this pathway out of glass for 2 reasons. One, you can see through it, so you can still see what axolotls and mobs are beneath, but also mobs can't spawn on glass either. All right, I also want to have a bit of a pathway going out this way. All right, very cool. Now we've got this glass crosswalk. It makes it a little bit cooler. And now I guess you could say my axolotl farm was done. I mean, it works. It's a room underground that spawns axolotls. But I figured if I can't make the most effective axolotl farm, I can at least make it look good. So now it's time to do some building. But hey, if you're enjoying the video so far and you aren't yet subscribed, maybe consider pressing that button so you can see more content just like this. And if you are already subscribed, liking the video helps me out a lot too. Okay, back to the video. So we've made ourselves quite an aquatic farm. So I figured a good block to go along with it would be some prismarine. And if I come down here, you can see we've got a bunch of prismarine shards. So I figured let's just get loaded up with a whole bunch of prismarine. How do I get the dark prismarine? All right, I figured it may be handy to do a bit more AFKing just to restock our prismarine. So I'm just gonna stay up here for a little while. I am in need of some more squid ink because I want to make some dark prismarine, and unfortunately you need a lot of black ink to make that. So I've already been swimming around for a while and I've got 2 stacks of ink sacks, but we're gonna need a lot more. I really need to make a squid farm in this world. I'm sick of doing this every other episode. Five and a bit stacks of ink sacks. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Now just to craft the dark prismarine. Okay, and that should be all I need from my guardian farm here. I think I've got plenty of prismarine, and there's only one other block I want to collect, and that block is sandstone, which fortunately we have a fair bit of, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Well, anyway, time to get back to work. And step 1 here is I'm going to bring the ceiling up a bit because it's a bit claustrophobic in here. Oh, that's not good. All right, well, this bit's gonna take a while. I really should have raised the ceiling before I filled this entire room with water. Finally dug out another layer in the ceiling. Now it's time to start actually getting some blocks in here and doing some building. All right, now I'm actually gonna have to dig another layer out because I want to replace this layer with blocks now. Of course, it makes perfect sense that it's raining underground. All right, so I want the majority of the ceiling to be out of sandstone, but at the moment I'm a little short on sandstone, so I think what might be helpful is if I spend a little bit of time making some prismarine designs in the ceiling. All right, cool, that's great. All right, and I guess next up I want to do a few more prismarine designs in the ceiling around these dark prismarine sections. So that'll be our next little step, I guess. So now I can fill in the rest of the area around here with just sandstone. All right, well, that is this corner of the room done, at least for the ceiling. We still have a lot of space to fill in. So I'm going to carry on, pretty much copy what I've done here. So I've added a couple new details to the ceiling. Over the top of our walkways here, I've just made the ceiling slightly higher. And now I think it's time that I honestly just fill in the rest with sandstone. I think we're pretty much there. Okay, and our ceiling is now complete, finally. That took a long time and a lot of effort. I think it's really good. Like, there's lots of detail and like, it's not just flat. But you may be wondering why I've kind of created these sections with the dark prismarine. And it's because I wanted to add some... Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Right, yeah, I wanted to add some like waterfalls in each of the corners of this thing, which should act as more space for axolotls to spawn, but also it kind of just adds to the kind of feel of this place. All right, now I just got to do that to the other 3 corners, but my tools are getting very low on durability. So I figured now would be a great time to make a trip over to the end, repair all my tools, and then get right back to work. All right, and now it's finally time to start doing some work on the walls in this place. Okay, and so far this is what the walls and everything is looking like. It's looking good. I like it a lot, but I am unfortunately out of sandstone. All right, and we are back in business. And I believe that's now everything. I've added these little kind of like waiting rooms off to the side. I don't know, maybe if I want to AFK down here and try and get axolotls to spawn. I still don't know what's the most efficient way to use this space. Now it's time to move outside of this room, come out this way. So the final thing to complete our build was a staircase to the surface, and I even experimented with the new tinted glass block to try and keep the room nice and dark. The staircase followed the same theme as the rest of the room using the sandstone and prismarine blocks, and I was working hard and over halfway done with the staircase, and you would not believe what happened next. Oh, you're actually joking. You're actually joking. It happened again. Where'd you go? There you are. There you are. Hello. Hello. Twice in one video, it all paid off. We found our second blue axolotl. That's so cool. So hey, even though I got extremely lucky at the start of this video, I guess I can still say the axolotl farm paid off. And now it was finally finished. And after all that, I actually managed to find myself... Wait, no, come back here. 2 blue axolotls. 2 extremely rare blue axolotls, both with less than 1% chance of spawning. Actually, both with less than 0.1% chance of spawning. And I found 2 in the same video. Well, that just leaves the question. What do I do with them now? What do I name them? And hey, it is nice to finally have infinite axolotls. Cheers. Oh hey, if you haven't already, go follow me on my Instagram and Twitter for additional Wodsy content. And speaking of additional content, I've also been posting quite often on my second channel as well, so go check it out. All links are in the description.